coming up next weekend, May 19th, Saturday, May 20th, and Sunday, May 21st, the Theater Guild is going to present Mystery, Murder, and Merriment, a 3 one-act plays. And today we have a couple of those folks who are going to be performing. Carol Shallon, who I think many of you probably know because she's been on the show quite often. And I'd like to welcome, because you were telling me behind the scenes,
Yes.
Elaine Grist. And this is your first time at the Performing Arts Center on stage, am I right? Usually behind.
It's my first time. The only time I've been on stage before is if an actor is unable to come to rehearsal, I'll fill in for him. But never have I been in front of an audience.
Wow.
That's a very funny story, because one play, you had played every single part.
Dracula. Yes.
At one point.
At one
There
point
you
during
go.
the rehearsals.
That is funny. So, Carol, tell me about this. This is something different. Jeannie Sanner, who is directing this, she was on Tony Barr's Club Talk show, which I think actually the first one will be time it'll be shown today.
Oh.
She talked about the 3-act
Yes.
situation. So, explain what this is about, and are they totally not related to each other, or how does this work?
Okay, well, Jeannie decided she's been wanting to do this for some time. 3 one-act plays.
Okay.
Now, each one is a murder mystery, but they are independent of each other.
Okay.
Okay. The first one is really a takeoff on the 10 Little Indians, with which always has a surprise to begin with, but this is even more of a surprise.
And this is called And Then There Was One.
And then there was
Okay,
one.
all right.
Okay. I'll let Elaine tell you about 2, but I'll jump to 3.
Okay.
And that's the one that I'm in, which is Murder at the Banquet. And it's a meeting of semi-retired detectives, including Agatha Preakness,
Okay.
Jack Diamond, which might be confused with Sam Spade,
Okay.
and Sherlock Holmes. Now, Sherlock is not there, but he's represented by his great-great-grandnephew.
Okay.
And I come on as the great-great-grandniece of Dr. Watson.
Oh, how cool.
Yes, and during that, of course, being a murder mystery, somebody has to get murdered, and you have all these great detectives figuring out who done it.
That'll
Now,
be fun.
It's Elaine's turn to
All
talk
right,
about
and
two.
Elaine is going to talk about 3 Doors to Death, am I right?
I am. This is an unusual one-act play in that it totally depends on audience participation. And so we are calling for an audience ready and willing to come and participate, because the subtitle of 3 Doors to Death is You Decide.
Okay.
And we are going to present a murder mystery that the audience must choose which suspect did the murder.
That's neat. Now, does that mean the suspects all come out at the end? You hold a hand over each one and they clap? And
You
laugh
got
back?
it. We are going to ring a bell over the head
Okay, so
of
it is
each
that, all
one. But all through the play, the audience is asked to make a decision of what should happen next. I play the detective in the play, and the audience becomes my team. And I continually ask them, should we try this next or should we try that? Who do you think we should arrest? All right,
Very
and finally,
good.
by their applause, they choose the murderer.
That sounds like a lot of fun.
I'm hoping that in all 3 productions, the audience chooses a different suspect.
That would be fun.
That
Yeah,
would be
that would
fun.
be really good. Now, as you said, Carol, these are all unrelated. They're
Yes.
all just a single act. And they're all written, when I'm looking at the flyer here and it's on there, written by different people.
Yes.
How did they get chosen? Do you know how Jeannie Sanner chose these, or did you do it by group?
No, Jeannie has been planning on doing one act for a long time. And part of the reason for that is that it really gave a lot of people a chance to be in the show.
Right.
Usually, the only time we ever see a big amount of people up there is when we're doing a musical.
That's true.
So for the first time, we're not doing a normal play with maybe 5 to 11 characters. We've got 27 people, and the really exciting thing is we've got a bunch of fresh faces coming in. We're so happy
Well,
about.
look at, you have one right here.
Well,
I
one
mean,
here.
she's been behind the scenes, but
Yes.
as far as on stage.
That's
But
right.
now, with the community, we're doing more outreach. The people who've been going to the
Yeah.
Emeritus program or have been studying with Jeannie in the
Yes.
academy,
Yeah.
they are now getting a chance to be up there on stage.
That's good. And you know what's nice about something like this for some of the newer folks is you're not learning 2 hours worth of lines. You're learning, I don't know how long each one of these are,
Yes.
20, 30 minutes or something?
They vary from 30 to an hour.
Okay.
Yes, ours is the longest one.
Okay.
We come on at, we're Act 3, we come on after the intermission.
Okay. So it's about, what, maybe 2.5 hours?
No, it
total,
won't be
or-
that long. It will.
About 2 hours.
Yes, we try to keep it around that time.
Okay.
I was just at a production up at UCI that went 2:20. And I'll tell you, sitting on those seats was, you know,
Was
they
there
weren't
an,
that
was there an
comfortable.
intermission?
Yes, there was.
Okay. Yeah, but it can get a little long, definitely.
More than half of the members of our cast, the Three Doors to Death cast, are brand new on the Clubhouse 3 stage.
That's great.
They have been trained through the Emeritus program, the Saddleback Emeritus Scene Study classes. And they are very excited and very serious and a pleasure to work with. We are having a very good time.
Now, how long have you been working behind the scenes?
Years.
So, okay,
Years.
so you're very familiar with how everything flows and
Yes, I started out as an assistant to Pat Gardner, who was the stage manager.
Sure.
And then I ended up helping up in the lighting booth, cueing the lighting tech, and finally helping out directors with the coaching of.
great. And now you're center stage.
Uh-oh, we'll see how that goes.
And then you want to, one of the things also, not only are we bringing in new actors, but Jeannie with the Academy is training new directors. They're taking the position
nice.
as assistant
that's really
director,
good, yeah.
stage managing, because not only do we need fresh faces for our acting, but we need people to support us behind the scenes as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
And we have next June 15th, which is the next meeting of Theater Guild, we're going to have an open house where we're doing presentations for anybody who wants to come to see what it is like if you're doing costuming, makeup, stage managing, working on
That's
sound.
fantastic.
So we bring more and more people into the community who are interested in the arts but may not want to be up there on
Right,
stage.
exactly. I think that's fantastic. It's a lot of fun being behind stage, right?
It's a lot of fun, and it's a great way to interact with other people as you work towards trying to make something happen.
Yeah.
It's really a delightful involvement.
Yeah, it definitely is. And like you said, you all work together to make this one scene happen, or this whole play, or whatever it may be, no matter which part you are, whether it be in front or behind the curtain.
Yes.
It's fantastic. Yeah. Well, great. Good to have you on.
Thank you, Kate.
Thank
And I want to remind folks, it is not tomorrow, but next week it starts. Friday and Saturday, 19th and 20th at 7 o'clock, and then the 21st, which is a Sunday matinee. Tickets are $12 and $15. You can pick those up at the Performing Arts Center. Have a wonderful time there, and it sounds like it's going to be very unique and fun. Mystery, murder, and merriment. So there's going to be a lot of fun in there.
Definitely
Thank
fun.
you. Come and join us.
All right. I think there's a common theme with the Theater Guild and sometimes the old pros. There's lots of murders in the plays. I don't know why, but there are. Good to see you.
It
Thank
makes
you,
for good
Ken.
drama.
Nice to meet you.
Pleasure.
All right. We will be right back. There is though, Marilyn.